interrupt this programming to bring you a late-breaking update to one of our earlier news stories. Approximately 1 hour ago, all contact with Gingertown, an area on the outskirts of West City, was all of a sudden lost. According to our team on the scene, well, if I'm reading this correctly, it seems all of the residents have vanished without a trace. Yes, that's what it says. Not a single person in Gingertown can be accounted for.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell to help us achieve the 300k mortal plan. Every soul counts. Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year, making October my favorite month of the year. I just love spooky season. I love binge watching horror movies and scary TV shows and diving into scary horror introspective videos on YouTube. So you guys can only imagine my delight when I heard that YouTuber Matt Draper was creating a one horrifying moment playlist, similar to the ones that came before for Marvel, where a bunch of YouTubers take one moment from their favorite respective genres with the theme and make an entire video about it. So I'm gonna leave a link to that playlist for you guys to enjoy for Halloween in the description below and the top comment. Go ahead and check it out. You might find a horror scary Halloween video that you have not heard of yet, and I absolutely know you will find something from your favorite YouTubers. So my entry to this playlist has to come from Dragon Ball, but there aren't as many horror moments as you would imagine in Dragon Ball, and there was one in particular that I honestly was thinking about doing. This is the one that I really thought this is probably the scariest moment in Dragon Ball, when planet Earth was going to shit because of Fat Boo's destruction. He was eating up people, destroying cities, and so it was all anarchy and chaos. And you have these two dudes shooting civilians. These two dudes killed the old couple, and then they killed Majin Buu's dog, and that felt like a really scary moment. But my favorite horror moment in Dragon Ball comes to us from the reveal of Cell, one of the most iconic base forms for any Dragon Ball character, and there's a reason he's goddamn memorable. His design screams horror movie monster, his scenes scream horror movie monster, and the lead up and build up to Cell's perfect kill screams spooky movie. The entirety of the build up to the horror of Imperfect Cell comes directly from not knowing exactly how he's killing his victims. You don't actually get to see the gruesomeness of the kill until you see the perfect one. When you get a glimpse of Perfect Cell, you kind of get to see what he looks like at first, and then you get a few reveals as exactly what kind of monster you're dealing with. So the horror doesn't come from not really seeing him, because Akira Toriyama knows that Imperfect Cell is going to be a character that the Z Fighters are going to be fighting face to face. So his reveal, his look, isn't going to be what's driving the horror, because you're going to see him fighting one of the Z Fighters later down the line. It's his abilities, what he does, and how he gains his power. Those are the things that make him the spookiest. Those are the things that make him a horror movie monster. So Imperfect Cell's release is derived from the mystery behind who the hell he is and why there's a second time machine on planet Earth in our timeline. We see a new time machine, and we see what looks like the exoskeleton of a scarab beetle, and we have no other clues besides that. Then we start hearing reports of different towns and cities going silent and nobody being able to get communications out of these areas. After that is when we get to see our first look at exactly what we're dealing with when an entire football team gets eaten up by Cell. Now we get to see exactly what Cell does with these guys. He stabs them with his tail and drinks them up, is exactly what it looks like. They instantly vanish as soon as they get eaten. And Imperfect Cell hunting humans down to get more power is perfectly forecasted by news bulletins and the Z Fighters, who are hot on Imperfect Cell's trail like Sherlock Holmes and Watson. But during this whole time, while Imperfect Cell is killing throughout the Dragon Ball Z world, we know that Piccolo has just fused with Kami, making him far stronger than any Super Saiyan and easily one of the characters that could destroy the androids on his own abilities and power. So even though we have that little blanket to snuggle ourselves up with, that Piccolo blanket, it is cut short with the terror on Piccolo's face as he's searching for clues as exactly what kind of monster we're dealing with. Piccolo is the strongest character at this point, and even he is terrified of Cell, although we know in a little bit that he isn't as powerful as Piccolo. Piccolo still fears him because of his ability.
So far, there seems to be little cause for alarm outside the previously mentioned area. But authorities have asked that all civilian personnel remain indoors until the crisis has been resolved. At this point, the most important thing for anyone listening to this broadcast to do is remain calm.
Oh, this is just such a good episode from Dragon Ball Z. Cell's attack on Ginger Town is exactly what you would think a not only horror movie monster would do, but a Godzilla-esque monster would do. It seems extremely suspenseful, horrific, and blockbustery when Cell finally attacks Ginger Town and he is drinking up people left and right. This scene with this soldier slash police officer shows you exactly why Cell is built up in such a horrific manner. Toriyama is very Hitchcock in this scene, even pulling out elements from Friday the 13th or Michael Myers' Halloween to show that Cell is a force to be reckoned with. He is a force of nature that bullets can't even penetrate, and this soldier's grisly death showcases that perfectly. And that is when we get to Cell's perfect kill. When Piccolo finally gets to Ginger Town, he confronts Cell the monster, who's dragging a businessman by his belly, and seemingly Piccolo interrupted him before he had his meal. The businessman offers Piccolo all the money he has to save him, and that's when Cell lets him go. Now, when I was a kid, I thought that the businessman was going to get away and Piccolo was going to fight Cell, but that's not exactly what happened, and the next scene gives me nightmares till this day. Before the businessman can get up, Cell stabs him in the back and slowly drinks him in an agonizing scene where you can almost feel all this businessman's internal organs going up through the straw and getting drunk from the back. And that's when we finally get to see Cell's perfect kill. We finally get to see exactly what happens to those that get drunk up by Cell, and they essentially melt. The liquids inside their body completely go up Cell's straw, up his tail, and they disintegrate before Piccolo's very eyes until there's nothing left. This scene alone was by far one of the most horrific scenes that I've ever seen in Dragon Ball Z, and all Dragon Ball Z kind of had scenes like this, like I aforementioned earlier, the couple getting slain. There's also the scene where Spopovich explodes. Dragon Ball Z has a lot of scenes like this, but this one, in my opinion, is by far the most gruesome. And at this point in time, Piccolo does end up fighting Cell, showing that he is far stronger, but underestimating Cell's drinking ability, and he even gets his arm drunk, and then Cell runs off to kill and hunt more people. Ultimately, this is where the horror aspects of Cell kind of die, because after this we get the battle between 17, Cell, Piccolo, 16, all on the island. But before that, we get to see exactly what Piccolo's failure to defend the humans looks like when Cell powers up, and you can see every Earthling that Cell had absorbed and how much power they have granted him, leading to Piccolo's untimely demise and the continuation of Cell's evolution in Dragon Ball Z's Cell arc. Thank you so much, Matt Draper, for allowing me to submit this video to this playlist. Happy Halloween, guys. The winner of today's hashtag end of video squad, the soul that decided to stay till the very end of my previous video and drop hashtag end of video squad on their comment, is going to be King Zaiku. Got the notification 2 minutes late. Notifications do that. Just make sure you check up on the channel around 6 p.m. Eastern US time, because that's usually when I drop a video, and I drop videos daily. Thank you so much for your comment, King. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Perish.